Remember, a good hunter always likes, comments, and subscribes, and supports the official release. Get this human out of here! But don't worry everyone, with today's sponsor Dead Tree Studios and their game Dames of Astoria, you too can be a monster girl. With different races and abilities to choose from, how will you design your monster girl? Links will be in the description, and enjoy the video. Oh god. Oh god, pass around trips are not anywhere near delightful as they make it sound like. Okay, based on our surroundings, I believe we're in an elf forest, so that makes it a little bit easier to get home. So why don't we go over the elf and go find one so we can get a map out of here and go home. Elves belong to the elf type of monster girls, and they belong to the family of succubus. Their habitats are forests, their natures are proud, strong-willed, then lustful. Their diets consist of the essence of human men. The most well-known sort of elf is simply called the elf, or the forest elf. Elves resemble humans in appearance, but are born with pointed ears and extremely powerful magic. They believe themselves superior to humans, whom they generally despise. By nature, elves are not monsters, but elves that have been turned to succubi by succubus mana are considered monsters. Elves usually reside together in villages deep in forests where humans rarely tread, but when one becomes a succubus, she is banished from the village in accordance with elven law. Such elves often wander about the border of the forest near human settlements, following their succubus instincts in search of human men. An elf's powerful magic saves her from being corrupted completely by succubus mana, at least in the earlier stages of her transformation. She remains free of the horns, wings, and tail usually seen on a succubus and holds on to her lofty and proud spirit. But at its core, her body has become that of a succubus, and the uneasing ache for a human man wears at her. It is the nature of elves to despise this urge and resist it with all their might. Still, the urges of her succubus body push her toward the vicinity of men. When such an elf spots one, her body throbs for want of pleasure, and her words and actions come to defy her thoughts. She longs to be salacious and seductive, and once her reason is spent at last, she bows to her instincts and assails him, or seduces him to assail her. This results in copulation, through which the elf acquires a man's essence. Pleasure warps her mind and causes her body to become a succubus body and soul. Ironically, the longer an elf resists, the more lustful and powerful a succubus she becomes. It becomes impossible to imagine the days when she so despised humans as she doggedly seduces and mates with men. It is as if she feels shame at her days of fastidiousness, and intends to soil her once pristine body as thoroughly as possible. Reports state that she often massages the milky fluid of the human man onto her skin with an expression of rapture, thus thoroughly debauching herself. So our two choices are hopefully find an elf village and negotiate that we aren't going to be here long and that we just want out, or find an elf that has been exiled and negotiate with her to lead us out. If we go with option 2, I volunteer you as tribute, okay? Let's make that clear.